Making YouTube videos and actually getting an audience to watch them takes a ton of work, but for me, it's well worth the effort. In this video, I'm going to go over why I started this sports card related YouTube channel and what my vision and goals are with it. I actually have quite a few reasons as to why I started this channel. I'll just go through them in a random order. 1. It helps me to better understand what I'm learning. With sports cards, I feel like the only way I can actually succeed if I'm trying to make some money with them, which I am trying to do, is by making sure I'm really aware of what it is that I'm learning. Because really, in order to make a useful video, I have to be able to understand what it is I'm learning in a more clear way so that I can make a video that's useful for other people. So it helps me in that way. Number 2. I like spreading knowledge. I'm a teacher by profession. I enjoy helping others learn things. I also love sports cards. So combining an education focus with my love for sports cards only makes sense for me. I hope that by spreading knowledge and opening up some space for learning about some different key topics, I can help others on their sports card paths as well. This being said, that doesn't mean I think I know more than other people, not by any means. But even in places where my knowledge is lacking, I still feel that I can open up spaces for learning opportunities for myself and for others through a YouTube channel, so it's beneficial. 3. Connects me with the sports card community. When I was young, one of the things that kept me most connected with the hobby was the community aspect of it. I liked seeing other people's cards and trading cards with them, and just generally hanging out with friends with sports cards is a core part of that hangout time. But when I got back into sports cards as an adult, as someone who's living in a far-flung corner of semi-rural China, there's no opportunity for me to really connect with the sports card community in real life in any meaningful way. YouTube has been a great alternative way to connect into the sports card community, at least in some small ways, and to make some connections with other sports card people. Not to mention, if I couldn't talk about sports cards on my YouTube channel, I'd probably end up just talking to my wife about it all the time, and she'd get super sick of that super quickly, I'm sure. Number 4, I hope to make a stream of income from the channel. I absolutely do hope to make some money from this YouTube channel, and I'm building it with that as part of the vision. I don't think a goal to make money needs to be separate from more selfless goals, as I have heard some YouTube people suggest here and there. I hope the Google AdSense can bring in some money, and I do plan on seeing what kind of possibilities there may be for some paid sponsorships here and there in the future as well. I'm okay with that, as long as I'm sponsoring things that allow me to continue to be completely authentic and truthful in my thoughts on things with this channel. Like, I'd never accept a sponsorship from a company I didn't trust, or a sponsorship that required me to say things I don't actually believe. But like, for example, if ComC wanted to sponsor some videos, for example, I'd strongly consider it, depending on the details of the sponsorship, since I use them all the time and talk about them in my videos all the time already. In my life at the present moment, I'm trying several different things to try to build several different small streams of income, in the hope that in combination it can help to support my family, and I aim for this YouTube channel to become one of those streams. I'm doing it this way for a number of reasons. For one, I don't like the idea of being beholden to one job as the source of my livelihood. I feel it's a secure and safer approach to build multiple different streams of income. That way, if things don't go how you hope it will in one area or another, you've got a few different irons in the fire to help keep things afloat. Currently, we get some income from our small education business. I'd call that our main income source. Some comes from my side gig as a wedding photo male model, which I have talked about in a video some other times. Some comes from an investment we made in a local organic orange farm. A small bit comes from an educational app that we started last year. Some comes from a guest house inn that we've invested in to become 15% owners. Some comes from little side projects we do here and there. Like, my wife sold a bunch of DIY lip balm a couple months back. She made like 200 or 250 of those. And I also try to make some money from sports cards, and then also hopefully some eventually will come from this YouTube channel. So this is all many different small streams. And I have other small streams ideas for the future. Once we move back to the US, I plan on starting a small backyard farm kind of business focusing on potted landscaping plants like Japanese maple trees and bamboo, maybe some goji berries as well, since they grow well in my hometown and they can be sold for pretty high prices, and people who want them have trouble finding them sometimes. And we're thinking about the possibility even of building a tiny home in our backyard as well once we move to the US, to rent out either to a renter or as maybe an Airbnb, because there's actually a law that looks likely to be about passed in my hometown that's aimed to prevent urban sprawl and that will allow for people to build tiny homes in their backyard to rent out. And my cousin actually has a contracting business that focuses specifically on building tiny homes, so I feel like that could work pretty well. We've actually bought a house already in Oregon. It's on just a 1/4 acre, which isn't like massive or anything, but for an urban area, it's really quite sizable. And we wanted something sizable specifically for the purpose of being able to find some small income streams from it. So at the moment, tiny house rental and landscaping potted plant business should both fit into like that quarter acre without too much of a problem. So anyway, the combination of all these different income streams and potential future income streams is currently much less than it needs to be for the long term, much less if I want to actually support a family from it. But all of these are streams that have potential for growth into the future, other than the two that we're going to have to stop once we leave here and move back to my hometown, our current small business, and then the modeling gig. We'll have to stop those things when we leave. But they're providing us for our main sources of income for the moment while these other things get built up. Now, as well as not liking the idea of being beholden to one job, another big reason I'm trying to approach things in this way is that sometime in the next 5 to 10 years, as my parents get older, I'm going to need to take over becoming the full-time caretaker of my autistic brother because he needs full-time care. So I'm really hoping to have enough flexibility in my work and financial life by that time where I can take care of him without needing to work outside of the home full-time. Because if I did need to, either my wife would have to take care of my brother full-time or we'd have to hire someone to take care of him during work hours. Neither of those are ideal scenarios to me. I don't like the idea of my wife being stuck at home in a foreign to her country, taking care of my brother all the time, and I don't think that'd be the best situation for her. She'll be much more fulfilled if she can find a meaningful job outside of the home. She actually needs that more than I do, and if both of us were working, that'd mean we'd have to hire someone to take care of him, because he definitely requires full-time care, and I'd much rather just save that money and be the one to take care of him myself. I think I can do it better than anyone else. Now, I don't mean that in like a, look at me, I'm the best ego trip kind of way. I just mean he's my brother. I know him better than anyone other than my parents. I know how he learns. I know how to structure life experiences for him that will enable him to feel happy and like he's contributing something to the world around him. And I believe quite deeply that for anyone, including my brother, that sense of doing something meaningful in life is a big part of true happiness. I'd much prefer to be the person to do that once my parents were too old to do so. Luckily, my state of Oregon, where I'm moving back to within the year, is better than most states at helping provide an income for caretakers of people who need full-time support like my brother does. So when I do become his caretaker, I will be making some income from that. And though I honestly do consider it a very generous amount that Oregon offers, it's still not quite enough of an income by itself to support a family. So my hope is that that income in combination with all these other things I've been talking about here, including this YouTube channel, by that time will be enough. US life is super expensive though, so we'll have to see if this vision aligns to the reality by that time. I'm a flexible dude, so we'll see. Number 5, my life schedule is more flexible right now, meaning now's the time to try things. My schedule right now has a lot of flexibility in it. Our education business only requires about 5 hours a week from me at this point, which is awesome, might I add, because that's our main source of income. I also do about 8 hours per week of homeschooling with my kids. I'm also doing my master's degree online right now in educational leadership, which takes me maybe 6, 7, 8 hours per week or so. I do my side gig, the modeling job, I'd say an average of about maybe 5 hours per week, some weeks more, some weeks less. And then the rest of my time is open to try to plan for and or nurture some of these different things I was talking about. My schedule has never been this flexible before, and who knows exactly what it'll look like when we move back to the US next year, but for the moment and for the next year or so, I have the flexibility to try to get this channel built and give it the attention it deserves to hopefully be done very well. I feel like it's getting to that point that even if life did get busier and less flexible later, I'd still be able to maintain this channel. I'm like 9 months into the channel at this point, and I feel like I have a pretty nice workflow with it, and I think I could continue it even if things got busy. Number 6, I need creative outlets in life. This is one thing I absolutely know about myself. If I don't have creative outlets in life, I feel a void. Hip hop is my main creative outlet and will always be. This a moment stolen, frozen, hold it, let me float in, slowly roaming in the flow and giving omens, just a tone and I'm just glowing, growing cause my soul is in it. Hold this sentence, let this goal be infinite. We older now and blessed to live, we holding down this testament. We flowing sounds and breaths in this and knowing how to reach up to that precipice. We molding with an essence in our messages. We destined with the gift, we lifting reps up to the crest. We invested in this nest we live, we just equipped with fist to raise, and it's the day to lift our phrases till we drift away, but we remain within the cadence. The rhythm of living indifferent is blind, giving you minutes to benefit only the privileged. Ain't a decision to follow along. Look at the world, look at the wrongs. Even if heaven descended upon us, we live in the fog. We giving up all of our rhythm for nothing but dividends ripping apart. Community gripping with claws. We soon to be reaping whatever we are. So what do we seek in Louis Vuitton or something to build a world upon? Where's the baton been passed and how we passing it on? I'll be the best 90-year-old rapper you've ever heard if I'm still alive at that age. But this YouTube channel has become another creative outlet that I just really enjoy in life, and I'm happy to have found another creative area that I can throw myself into. Number 7, it may open up other possibilities as well. One thing I've learned in life is that if you don't really put yourself out there, you won't be aware of other possibilities that may be waiting to be found. When I started this YouTube channel, I figured that from it, there might be other opportunities to find other future possibilities that just simply aren't on my mind or in my awareness. Who knows what those may be? Maybe I end up making some connection that results in some future work experience. Maybe I end up building a network that opens up some unforeseen possibilities I can't even imagine what they are right now. Who knows what exactly? But if you aren't visible and out there, then these kind of unknown possibilities can't find you. Number 8. I thought I could offer something unique. Being that I live in China and have some knowledge of the sports card market spaces in both the US and China, I figured some of my sports card experiences would be unique and might be appreciated by some other people. My particular life circumstances are also quite unique, and I figured I could make some videos that were interesting in a way that could be somewhat different than what other channels might be able to do. I didn't want to make a channel if it was just a rehash of what every other channel is doing. That would get boring for me, and it'd probably be hard to connect with a potential audience if I was just doing the same thing everybody else is doing. But since I have something unique to offer, I thought it might help build my channel in a more natural way, and I feel like it has been doing that. That being said, though this channel is growing at a steady pace, it can still feel painfully slow at times. But that's all right, it's still growing. But if you subscribe, comment, share, hit that notifications icon, etc., 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 you can also help me with that. Appreciate it. So yeah, anyway, those are some of the main reasons I decided to start this YouTube channel. After making this video, I feel inspired to make another video on tidbits of advice for new sports card content creators. So keep an eye out for that one. I'll drop it on the channel at some point as well. Not like I'm an expert. I mean, I'm only 9 months into this, but I've still been learning a lot. But for now, check you later. Peace.